Hey, hey, good morning. Good morning, Jim. Good morning, Lori. So, I thought that I would have a play today with my distress paints. Um, I have all my brightly colored ones in this stadium storage thing, and then I have my neutrals all in like a tin. Um, I just like to look at them, they're so pretty. So we buy a lot of this stuff because we see a demo or something and we think it's really cool, and then we don't use it. So um, I thought we would try some of the techniques that Tim Holtz showed on his live when he demoed the vault, the ones back from the vault, which are these ones that I have entered in a giveaway for members. And so I've prepared some stuff, and I've got, for instance, I've got this embossed panel here. But first, we're going to just do some water play. And then you see I've got my well-loved mat here to work on. And let's grab a piece of watercolor paper here. And let's do some paint smushing. And let me see here. Let's go with little salvage patina, little twisted citron. Let's start there. And I feel like I almost should move these. Let me just move these kind of into a different spot so that I don't have an accident. And I've got room to work. There we go. I'm going to start out with salvage patina here. Oops, I forgot to shake it up. You need to shake them up. And I understand at in about 30 minutes, scrapbook.com will be live with Greg from Concord Ninth. So you may want to go check him out, and I'm perfectly okay with that. You can come back and watch the replay. Let's do 3 little spots here, and then we'll give it a little bit of water. Just wanted to show you that these acrylic paints can do some really fun stuff. Let's just get dirty, pull up some of that paint. And I'm going to give it some water, get it moving around. It does some cool stuff with water. And because we're live, I'll be drying it. I'm going to leave that there because I'm going to go back into it. Hi, Cindy. Yes, fun with distress paints. Look at how that water is running and kind of almost like oxidizing the paint. And I like it. I like the look of that. Let's give it a little bit of movement here. I'll probably go in and lift a little bit. I'm not actually heat setting it. I'm just drying it so I can layer. You don't have to heat set it. You can let it dry on its own. Once it's on here, it's not coming off. So I'm going to break this up. Let it kind of mix together. And then I'm going to just dab a little bit more here and there. And let's do some chunkity water. I'm going to go ahead and wipe this up because I'm going to move on to another color family. So the point of this, and Tim goes into great detail about the properties, but it's acrylic paint. So once it's dry, it's on there. It's not going to come off. Hey, Chow. And so you can heat set it with the little heat tool if you want to, and I don't mind if my embossing gun blows the paint around. Doesn't bother me a bit. Hi, Diane. Good morning. The only thing is that if you're going to start coming in with other colors, you want to make sure that it's dry first. Otherwise, it'll move around or blend, and that's what I don't want. That's dry enough. It doesn't have to be bone dry, but pretty dry is good. Now what I want to do here is I want to take this to next level. And I'm going to grab one of my neutrals here. Let's see. What's this one? Hickory Smoke. No, I don't want that. I think don't want ground espresso. I think I want pumice stone. Good morning, JC. I love that combo too. And I'm going to grab one of my favorite background stamps, which is this one from Holtz. I don't know why, I just absolutely love this one. I'm going to put a little bit of paint down. I'm going to grab my brayer. I'm going to brayer on to my stamp. I'm just going to lay this down into here. And you can take another piece of paper if you want, or paper towel, to kind of give this a rub. Yep, salvage patina and twisted citron. So now I've created sort of a resist on there, and I can just wipe this off. It just wipes off. I want to use a regular towel though, because that's just going to break up my paper towel. And trust me, I abuse my stuff, and I'm okay with that. Just get a little water here, clean off my brayer. So now I've got some interest texture on the background, and that won't take any time at all to dry. Okay, and then we'll come in with some spray stain. Let's come in with, I'm going to come in with pine needles. Do the paints, they kind of beat up a little bit on a gel plate. I wouldn't make it a first choice. Okay, move that around a bit. And what's going to happen here is, let me just kind of see how I'm tipping this. Just wiping that excess off here. I'm going to give that a little bit of a dry. Oh, that's a good idea, Cindy. Thanks for the advice. Cindy Decker says you can put some gel medium on the plate first and then use the distress paints, as they don't beat up on the gel plate. So you see what's coming through here as I dry this is that texture that I just put in the background. So now I'm just going to do a little bit of lifting, a little bit of wiping, and that the only place that ink's going is basically in spots that if it's too dark, lift it off. Spots that didn't have any paint on it. So now you've got a really interesting background to work with. Let's kick that up a notch though. Let's stamp that. That's still a little bit wet, so I'm going to dry it a bit. Let me highlight Cindy's comment here for a minute while I dry this so that people can see it. This is really, really wet, so I want it to be fairly dry before I start stamping on it with ink. Thank you, Jim. Okay. And so I took out some various stamps here. This is one of my favorites here. This is Glitch 1. I have both Glitch 1 and Glitch 2. Just, I don't know. I just like the abstract elements of this. So let's get a stamping block here. That's not going to work. I think that's going to have to work. I lose my stamping blocks all the stinking time. Let's try and get that on there straight. Not that it matters, but, and let's grab some archival. And, let me see here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry about that, guys. My stuff is, let's do Mermaid Lagoon. No, yeah. Yeah, it is an oldie set. I love some of the old stuff a lot. I like the new stuff too, don't get me wrong. I want to make sure this is nice and wet. I can't really see the ink going down on it, so I'm just going to have to hope for the best. And I think I want to put this right. It's a little awkward here with this stamp block right here. Okay, and then clean that off. It's hard to see the Mermaid Lagoon, but you can see it. Let's do this crazy one. Yeah, I really love some of the old style Tim Holtz stamps. Let's do, so I kept in the same color range if I wanted to, and let's try it. Let's see what happens. If you want me to try something, I'm happy to do it. I am going to grab, mustard seed. Let's see what happens. Just for kicks and giggles. Since I only get one chance at this, I want to make sure that my stamp is nice and covered. Don't drop it, dingus. So now I've added some interest with a brighter color in there. I like it. I like it a lot. And the reason I get these out today is, well, first of all, I wanted to do the giveaway, but I also wanted to have a demo so people would get excited about what they're getting. But also because it's a medium that I haven't used in probably a year. So shame on me. I need to use my stuff. All right, so here we've got ourselves a background with some added interest. Let me get you up close. You could do some black stamping on here, and I'm going to save it just as a background. So let's go on to the next method here. And I've embossed this panel here. This is on some distressed mixed media paper. And what I want to do is I want to do some ink smushing on here again. Let's go with some other color combinations. Let's go with some neutrals. We'll do, I love gathered twigs. Do a little brush corduroy, maybe a little bit of antique linen. I need to use them in a new journal. Yeah. Yep, you could definitely use a pickup sheet to get the leftover goodies. That's for sure. Okay. Let's go this one. Get some gathered twigs. And some brush corduroy. And let's toss in some salvage patina just for fun. Get them all wet. And then I'm just going to smush away. And I'm gonna have to kind of mess with it to get it to go into where I want it, because I've already embossed this. And I'm not opposed to that at all. Let's get it moving around in there. We'll sop that baby up. Some more of that salvage patina in there. Now that's pretty wet right there. So we'll grab another piece of watercolor paper and just clean that up. Yes, there are metallics, and we're about to play with them too. There, I've got a panel to play with later. I'm not going to do another cleanup because I'll run out of spaces to set this stuff to dry. Okay, let's dry this. You can do any color combo you wanted. And notice I didn't spray this with like droplets of water. Left it like it is. But our raised areas got nice and dark. I love, love, love this particular embossing folder. Not just for Christmas friends. Yeah, I rewatched Tim's video this morning to make sure that I had that I covered things that, you may not have looked at in a while. If you did, if you followed Tim Holtz. But you don't have to do grungy style or, this kind of style at all. You can go as soft and delicate or as bright and crazy as you want to. Let's wipe up here. This thing is still bleeding over here. That's going to be pretty though. All right, now in my little box of goodies, I can't find my gold one. I've got here some antique bronze. I may have used it all up. I'm going to take some of this, and I have here this tool. And what I like to use when doing this is, where did I put the felt ones? Well, there they are. I like to use the felt ones for alcohol inking because they stay the flattest. Yes, you're right. It would look good with the wood grain embossing folder. That's a good idea. In fact, maybe we'll do that if I have one. I believe I do. Now I'm not going to wet this paint down or anything. I'm just going to come in with this little thing, and I'm just going to go over these. See how this felt one stays nice and flat, so it doesn't really try to go into the probably should have put down more paint. it doesn't try to go into the little crevices. So this is my biggest tip for the day, is to use these. And you can wash them. This will come off with water. I want more paint. Just don't have the paint, ganged up on there. Let's go some more. And this goes with any medium that you're trying to apply to a raised area. These flat ones work the best. I think we got everybody. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off, and I've got a little bucket of water over here, and I'm just going to put it in the water, wring it out. Just kind of set it to dry. Okay, so we've got this. Now let's go ahead and kick this up a little notch with some peacock feathers in my Distress Spray stain. Hey guys, I'm glad you're here. So you can see that the paint is resisting that ink stain. And you're getting quite an interesting background. Let's just kind of dab that a little bit, dry it. So any place I didn't have paint, that's going to be soaked in pretty deeply. Every place else, if I wipe it off, it wipes off. Here we need to do some wiping off here. I'm afraid my paper is angry. It's trying to peel up on me. I'll just add some more water. Let's see if I can. There we go. If all else fails, you can go right back over it. But here we've got a cool metallic effect on top of paint that's not going to move on you. We'll set that aside to dry. Okay, so here I have a stencil, and I'm going to use a foam blender this time, the flat ones, not the dome ones, and grab a piece of mixed media if I can find some. Okay, all I have are tags, so we'll use a tag. And I'm going to use this thing. That heat tool is quiet. Yes, it is. And it blows really, really slow. All right, let's do. Oh, you know what? Let's go into the seedless preserves. I'm just dabbing this in. Okay, then let's throw some more salvage patina because I just love salvage patina, and I don't mind if these mix up. That one mixed almost into a nice purple. Let's add straight up salvage patina. Let's kind of clean this off here a little bit. Clean it off on this little damp piece of paper towel and get straight up salvage patina. Hopefully, cross my fingers. Yeah, looking hopeful. Definitely. Okay, pull this off. I'm going to set this aside to dry for a minute. I need my tweezers. Here they are. Now I'm going to take this, lay it on here, wet the paint, and grab a piece of watercolor paper, and we'll grab a print off of here. Isn't that pretty? Okay. Still plenty more on there. Let me grab another tag. And just kind of dab and dab here and there. But that's all going to resist. So now I'm just going to take my stencil off of here and clean up a minute here. I don't have a handy bucket of water, so I have to clean my stencil right away before the paint dries on it. Hey, Ryan. Good morning. And I don't mind if my stencils are stained, not a bit, because, you know, I use them on my gel plate and everything else. So as long as they're not gummed up. All right. So the first one we did is dry because we just did a really, really thin coat. Let's mix it up here. Let's see, what colors do I feel would work well with this? Suggestions. Yes, Mike Dingus, I would love breakfast. Thank you. A bunch of new Yakos in here. Okay, so let's do Lost Shadow. And we're going to do Distress Spray. And no, I'm not using a splat box. So this is just going to be real gentle color. Move it around a little bit. Lost Shadow is a very, very light color. Dry it. To me, it reminds me of a warm gray. It's kind of got a little bit of a brown hue to it. We're from upstate New York. Is there a difference? I wouldn't know. Let's go in with some shaded lilac. Okay. Water. And another dry. Hi, Lala. Just let that drip down. Got some really pretty purples going on here, but I want to kick it up another notch. And want to toss in, let's see here, Victorian velvet. Okay. And for this one, I will give it some little bit of water splatter. I'm going to do it the Tiffany way because it works better for me. Hey, Melissa. Good morning. I finally came on at a time where you can actually be here. This is just a pop-up live. Playing with our paints. And everything you do has potential to be something else. I like this. This thing is getting real messy, and that's exactly how it should be. Oh, you're driving? Oh, gosh. Don't text while you're driving, girl. All right. I'm good with that. We'll do more things to that after it's fully dry. All right. Next technique. I'm going to grab, where did I put here we go. Oh, no wonder I couldn't find it. It's over here. I'm going to grab this, blah, blah, blah. I can't say words. The words elude me. Mixed media heavy stock. And I've got here some speckled egg. And in this case, I'm going to do just some brayering. Okay, speckled egg, and then I'm going to come in with some peeled paint. Ugh, got a mess on that one, don't I? Shoo fly. And I'm doing this on purpose. So what I want to do here, let me find a piece of acetate. A small piece of acetate, if possible. Come here, you. And let me just get a little bit more paint down here. And we're going to actually paint. Don't be afraid to grab out some tools and experiment. Let me bend some of these going the other way because they don't always all bend the same way. Oops, don't want that goober on there. Okay, so we've got our You're driving too, Ryan? Oh, God. You people scare me. You people, you scare me. Let's make some flowers in here. So let's see, what kind of tool could we use to make some little flowers? Here we go. Maybe this will work. I've got this little brush right here. It's silicone. What color flowers do I want? I think I want yellow, but I don't think I want mustard seed. I think I want squeezed lemonade. Let's see how it works. Well, I mean, I did plan to do it, Gaz, but I didn't plan, like, normally I have a live on certain days. Oops, now that's going to be an ugly flower. This sort of works, huh? Sort of. I'm going to do the middle something different. I think I need something smaller, maybe a stylus. Let's grab a stylus here. These are all too big. Let's get... Guys, I don't mind getting my stuff dirty. It is what it is. That's not very big either, but it might be worth a try. Yeah, that's a little better. We get them a little bit more roundy, although I don't want them to be perfect because, yeah. Maybe some smaller ones back here. And trust me, I'm no painter. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm having fun doing it, so I think that's all that counts. The end of a paintbrush would work, Jim. Oh my gosh. Seriously? Come on. Why would I want to get a paintbrush dirty? Certainly. You're killing me, Smalls. Now, while these are wet, I can make them even more abstract by spraying them. Okay, let's get some more smaller ones kind of going back here. Just here and there. No real rhyme or reason. Just going for it. A little small one here. You can see that little drop of paint goes a long way. I think that's good. We'll just put a few, just kind of random down here. Okay. Now those ones are a mess. Let me just see if I can clear them off here a little. Oh, you know what? That's good. Oh, I like that. Hey, Wickabella, long time no see. Oh, the other end. I got you. I got you, Jim. Yeah. I have an idea here, and I don't know if it's going to work or not. I'm going to take just a damp, really damp, lightly damp, and I'm just going to press in with the water. Oh, yes. I like that. It's very subtle. So in how many minutes did we get a little floral field background, or even foreground for that matter? Let's give that a quick dry. Oh, your day off. Cool. Make sure all my paint's dry. It dries really quick, and it dries nice and matte, so you can stamp right over it, which is cool. Let's get some inking going on in here. You know, am I going to be really bold and grab some Uncharted Mariner? I just might. Let me use my, although these don't stick real good when they've been wet if it's watercolor, but this is mixed media, so it should be fine. It should stick okay. Since I'm using ink, I can use my Gina K brushes. Tap off. Come in here with some Uncharted Mariner. Tap off. That looks really good with the speckled egg on this kind of ecru cream colored paper. Okay, and then on the grass, let's come in with a little Mulan. Hey, Marva. Oh, you're off till mid-May, Jim? Well, you know, I mean, definitely take the time to recover. Simple, easy, little abstract painting. Let's do a little bit of water splash because this will still react. Not the paint, but the ink. The paint will not react because it's dry. Yeah, all the extra craft time. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lala. That's so sweet of you. And I'm going to let that dry just like that while we move on. So I have ahead of time pre-cut some of these little clovers. And they are out of some Tim Holtz metallic paper. So what I want to do is I want to take my sanding disc here and I want to sand the top a little bit. And those spots where I sanded, the paint will stick very well. So let's grab a paint color that I think we'll do. I wish I could find my gold. I don't know what I've done with it. Wait, is it in here? Oh yeah. Oh, here we go. Tarnished brass. It's not really gold, but it's pretend gold. You know, I'll try one in Lucky Clover too. Absolutely. I'm just going to put a little down and I'm going to use my finger tool and I'm going to come over all of this. Oops. I'm going to give that just a couple of seconds to dry on its own before I start wiping it off. And I've still got this paper towel here. So now we've basically gilded this little clover. Here it is compared to the one that is not done yet. And then we can take that further after it's dry. Let's try some Lucky Clover. I believe I have Lucky Clover. Yes, I do. Have I opened it? I haven't even opened it. Do I have an open one? Yes, I do. Is this one open? Yeah. This one's a little bit more viscous. It's thicker. It's more pigmented. We'll rub that in. I'm not even going to sand this one. Rub it in. Rub it in. Rub it in. I'm going to give that just a little bit of dry. Not much. Then come in and wipe. So I'm just wiping the uppermost part off. And so that metallic is coming through. I need a little bit more water. There we go. And this is the point where we get out our crayons and have some more fun once it's dry. So there's Lucky Clover compared. And so this, and look at my hands, they're a hot mess, but that's okay. This, gosh, the light doesn't want to, will definitely dull it. So it gives it more of a matte tone once it's dry compared to this where I did a metallic paint. So it's going to stay metallic. And yeah, that's dry. Let's do this one in black soot. Because why not? Do I have black soot? Oh yeah, I keep it in another spot. Wah! I dropped everything. The black soot is very, very thin. See how thin that is? So I'm putting it on my finger and then I'm just kind of tapping off. We'll just rub the black soot on here. And it will dry really quickly too. And I'm really going to kind of rub that in. Get nice and dark. Give it a second to dry down. Let me just wipe my hands off here a little bit so I'm not so scary looking. Crafting table on wheels. Yeah, why not? Although, my luck, I would shove it right away from me and fall down on my you-know. Where did my tweezers go? Let's give that just a wee bit of dry. It's dry enough, I can tell. As soon as it starts to go matte, it's going dry. Now I can wipe. Ooh, very interesting. I accidentally got some gold on there and I'm not mad. So now I've grunged up this clover. So we've got 3 different effects depending on the paint that we use. Now on this one, I can see that I've still got some wet paint in here. I'm going to try and wipe it. Let's grab a distress crayon. I'll grab one that's stained because it's right there on top. Happy little accident. I love happy accidents. I'm going to just rub this in with my fingers. Guys, if you really want to do fun stuff, you really got to be willing to get dirty. That's all I can say about that. I'll take a clean part of my rag here. Get it just slightly damp. One teeny tiny squirt. And just wipe away at the top. There we go. Got our happy little clover. Ain't fun unless it's messy. You're right. You're right about that. Okay. Now, let's move those aside. We've got a lot done here, but I had more. Let's see. I've got another embossed panel, and this one isn't super 3D, but this is the Tim Holtz paper that's craft, and it's basically dyed. So let's give this a sand right down to the craft layer. It didn't emboss really well, and I'm not sure why. Maybe that folder just isn't as 3D as I thought. Don't know. But I took it through my switch 4 times. In some spots it didn't emboss at all, so I'm not sure what happened there. Okay, so I'm going to brayer. Let's go ahead and brayer some. Oh, shit. Oh, sorry. Shoot. I dropped some of my paint right in my cleanup water. Got here some brush pewter. Let's see what happens. And I'm going to brayer that on. I do encourage you to really get some great detail to go over and watch Tim's demo. I want to say it's from last year. And since this is coming on so light, it's not going to take any time at all to dry. And all of that silver should resist. You live for naughty words. Hey, trust me. My normal everyday language is not pleasant to some ears, but doesn't bother me. Okay. And my channel's not monetized, but at the same time, I don't want to offend any viewers that might, get offended by something like that. Okay, so I think what we'll do, we're going to do another spray stain on here. What color do I want? I'm going to go with gathered twigs. Now let's see what we get. Since I know that paint on there is dry, I made a hot mess here. Gathered twigs is probably my favorite for now. Get some over there. Missed some spots. This is interesting paper. Very interesting. Okay. Like the paper itself seems to be resisting the ink. I use a citrus-based soap that has a scrubber already built into it, and it gets it all off too. So this was very interesting experiment because that paper basically resisted the ink spray. Like, see, I'm wiping it off and it's just coming right up. Still an interesting piece, but meh. I don't think this is a good technique for this paper. There's plenty that are, but this one is not. So I've got myself a nice hot mess going here. And Jim, let's go ahead and make a wood grain here for you. Let me find my wood grain one. There's a lot to look through. Oh, I think this is the wood grain one. Let me just kind of wipe up here a little bit, move some stuff aside. Okay, I'll spray the back side. This is watercolor paper that I'm working with here. And this is that, I don't know if you can see the pattern. Melissa. I'm going to send this through my switch here. So here was that one. Now we could take, we want the deep color on the inside. So the outside, we want a lighter color. I'm thinking antique linen. Old paper, bundled sage. Where's my antique linen? It blend in the water too. I think I already took it out. Yeah, I did. Okay, let's get rid of all these nasty ones. Horns, quacks. Yeah, I mean, sometimes stuff just comes out your mouth. And let's shake it up here. Okay. Let's get our clean brayer. A little brown mixed in, and that's okay. Okay, that's okay. Let's see if we can't make it way better. Let's try it. Yeah, I'm usually pretty good on camera unless something really bad happens. Like all of my paint dropping into my water bucket. Okay, let's think this through here. How do I want to get this into the crevices? I'm going to take the gathered twigs and I'm going to use a paintbrush. Okay. I know I took one out. There it is. I'm going to have to work quickly on this because it's going to dry fast. I think I want ground espresso. Scorched timber. We haven't used that yet. That's going to be even better. I think I'll water it down a bit. And let me have a wet rag handy here. There, that's really bringing out that little sort of wood grain look. Really trying to get that into those cracks. Probably need a little more paint here. would be better with like one of those paint stencil brushes. But I don't have any for paint. I only have them for ink, and I don't want to get paint on those because I don't clean them. Oh yeah, that's working out well. I forgot I had scorched timber. It's starting to look like real wood, isn't it? I love you guys. And since this is going in a roundish pattern, I'm trying to remember to paint it, you know, thusly. A little bit more water. I did end up using quite a bit of paint for that, you know, 4 or 5 drops. There. That looks like wood. You're literally the worst. Okay, Gaz. I don't know about that. Clean off my brush here. And it's still wet. I can still get water effects on it, but it's mostly dry. Okay. What time is it? 11:30. Okay, I've gone for about an hour. As I mentioned at the beginning, I know scrapbook.com is live right now, and they're doing a giveaway with Concord 9th. And so, or Concord 9, however it's said. If people want to take off and go hang there, I don't blame you. We like winning stuff. So we've got this wood grain background that we could do anything we wanted with, and it's still wet, and I'm not going to dry it. I'm going to let it dry on its own. And then we've got this tag that we did that we can now stamp on, collage on, sew, whatever you know makes your heart happy. I'm just trying to make sure. So this thing gets really dirty, and you have to allow that. Okay, you have to love it anyway. Then we have our first one that we did with the stamping and some lovely colors, and most likely I would definitely collage on this one. Then we've got the one we did with the metallic paint, and I would probably do butterflies on this. Then we have our cleanups. We've got this one, which can have lots more fun stuff done too. And this one, which I got a little bit of yellow in there. I'm not mad. Then we have our little painting that we did. And honestly, I love this. And it was super, super easy. And then lastly, we have this one, which I can see it being a background for something, but very, very background, because it really just didn't, this paper didn't want to take the ink, etc. I love the backside though. And then we've got the wood grain, and we've got our little clovers. So I hope that this encourages you to get out your distress paints and have a play, because there's all kind of fun stuff you can do with them. And me, I'm going to be cleaning them up for the next 30 minutes because I sprayed everywhere. But is there anything else you'd like to see me try before I sign off? More bleeps than crafts. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, consider subscribing to my channel. I'll be live most of the time. My scheduled lives are Thursday nights at 5 Central, and Friday mornings at 9 a.m. Central with Dawn, although Dawn's on vacation. And my Friday mornings are dedicated to junk journaling and journaling. So they're a little different, and it's not everybody's cup of tea. So I just like to let people know that it's just a different type of content from me. Thank you guys for coming to hang out. I hope that you have a good, great, wonderful, terrific Wednesday. And I'll see y'all around the rooms. Bye-bye.